Hello, hello Virgo. Welcome to your September 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Virgo. And so let's go ahead, get grounded, feel into your sit bones, take a few deep breaths into the diaphragm. If there's any information that you would like to come up today, just go ahead, set your intention. And happy birthday to those of you who have birthdays coming up, or if you had a birthday in August. Make sure you stay tuned until the end because I do have a birthday card that I will pull for you. So just make sure you're sticking around. Whoop, you're sticking around for that. I'm not accepting those. Okay. So for Virgo in September. Okay. And then I have another deck that I'm going to be using. Okay, decks everywhere. So the first thing coming up for September is analyze what inspires you. So there's probably a common denominator somewhere in whatever it is that's motivating you, and it's kind of like you want to use that to your advantage. If you have that information, then it's actually something that's accessible to you and that you can tap into at all times. So this is a good time to focus on your tool belt, what it is that works for you, and it might not have anything to do with anyone else or what works for anyone else. It's exclusive to you. Now, the word of the month, if you guys are familiar with this deck, it has one word and three phrases that go along with it. So notice your intuition. If anything resonates in particular, that's what you need to hear. Okay, daydream. Cultivate aimlessness. Allow yourself to fantasize about the possibilities, even if they seem unattainable. Find a comfy spot. Let the project breathe itself into you. Okay, so this is actually very, this is a very Pisces card. So, it might be good to kind of hang out with people who are good at daydreaming or kind of going with the flow. I know that that's kind of a challenge for Virgos. So I have a Virgo moon, so I totally hear you on that. But it's kind of like if you can use a little bit of that this month, it's going to be really helpful for your work and getting the things that you want and manifesting. And the animals card for you is peacock. So it looks like September is actually a month where you really get to show off your skills. Like you kind of get to be big. Like you get to be your full self. It looks like you're really having a strong month where you feel super confident, things are working for you, and that you're really making some serious progress with whatever you're putting your mind to. Now, this is a relationship card, but it applies for whether you're in a relationship or not, whether or not that's even something that's on your radar. And yeah, so let's see what it is. Benefit of the doubt. I believe in the basic goodness of other people, and I give them the chance to show it. If they prove me wrong, that's on them. At least I can go to sleep knowing that I practice trust and forgiveness rather than fear and doubt. And later on, if I need to, I can always change my mind and retroactively judge them like it's my career. So giving people the benefit of the doubt, or situations the benefit of the doubt. And I want to be clear that I am not talking about if you're in a situation that includes abuse, addiction, or adultery in any way, shape, or form. That is not what this is about. This is about jumping to conclusions prematurely in a way that is not working for you, and instead giving the benefit of the doubt to see that potentially things could really work out for you. So in that situation, so just holding space for that is going to be a lot better than just concluding that you've been betrayed or that something's wrong, right? So just leave that space open and daydream about the possibilities of things working out. Now, if you are new to my channel, this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs spread that I did a few months ago. And so we're going to start at the base layer, which is your personal resources. Think food, water, shelter, money, any of those material resources that you need. What we have coming up first for Virgo is Page of Torches. This actually looks like creativity helps you with your resources. Maybe you have a project that you want to work on. Maybe there's something that really excites you. Maybe there's something that you want to take a risk and try. This could be a good month to start dabbling, start initiating those creative endeavors. And then we also have Two of Feathers. It's okay to not know how it's going to go and to make the attempt anyway. Virgos are, your gift is planning. Your gift is looking at what exactly you need to get done. Awesome. That's great. But it's also wise to look at the gray area, look at the spaces that are undefined, because that's where all of the good stuff happens. That's where you're able to see things grow, change, and evolve. And so this is really about just taking action and not putting too many expectations on what the end result is, because you're not going to have any concrete answer for that. It's something that the gift is in the attempt. Okay, and then we also have the Nine of Shells. So making a wish, asking for what you want to happen, asking for what you need. This is the dreams being fulfilled, wishes coming true card. So anything resource oriented, resource based is going to have, it looks like that's really working well for you this month. And then we also have the Ten of Shells. Okay, so this is serious security celebration. I think that you're all set when it comes to the resources piece. The resources aspect actually looks really solid, even if you can't see exactly how it's going to play out. You have to allow certain things to be unknown in order for it to go where it's meant to. All right, so this next row is relationships, romantic, platonic, familial. It's going to apply different to everybody, so just know that this is relationships across the board. Ace of Feathers. So think about your cerebral experience. What I mean by that is, what are you telling yourself? What is the internal dialogue that's happening around relationships? Are you already similar to the benefit of the doubt, are you already telling yourself that you've been rejected, that you are unloved? Are you already telling yourself all of these things that are happening that might not be? Because remember, if it's a thought, it doesn't mean it needs to be believed. It might just be coming from previous traumas. It might be coming from old dysfunctions. So it's kind of like, be skeptical with your thoughts and just come at them from curiosity. You don't need to analyze them. You don't need to fully understand them. It's just about being curious. We also have the Hermit. Retreating might be okay. So if there's a conflict, if there's something that, if you feel burnt out around relationships, then it's okay to just take a step back and focus on yourself, focus on your creative projects, focus on something that you're working on, because you don't want to pour all of your energy into relationships because that can actually suffocate them. You kind of want to give them room to breathe a little bit, and that's what the Hermit is reminding you to do. It's okay to become introspective, and that can actually be really beneficial for relationships. And then we also have the Ace of Rocks, the Ace of Pentacles, initiation. I'm going to clarify this really quickly. Four of Coins. Okay, so this looks like you be deliberate with what you're extending. it's just about being conscious, because the Four of Pentacles, while in the extreme, it means you're not giving anything to anyone ever. In this context, it's kind of like be okay making the attempt, making the reach without the expectation. Like, that's kind of where the healing comes from, is just the extension and the reach. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. It's being mindful, being intentional. And if you're coming from a place of, I expect to get XYZ back from this investment, it's not going to work for you. So just check yourself with that and let yourself kind of leave space. This entire area is about leaving space. Okay, and taking deliberate action where it feels good. And it's okay to push yourself a little bit, but you don't have to overgive. I know that Virgos are very service oriented, but it doesn't mean you have to give everything you have to a specific person or situation. And then in the area, this is like ambition, career, success. We have the Knight of Rocks. Okay, plenty of, again, resources look good. The money piece looks really solid. You getting, like, feeding yourself, getting your needs met is all coming through your work. So this is really working for you. This looks really solid. Let me see what else is coming up. We have the Chariot, moving on up, moving forward, getting things done, making things happen, as Virgos know how to do. And so this is a great time to, it's a great time to goal set, and it's a great time to kind of aim higher. That's what the Chariot is reading as in this deck in particular, is like, you know, do what you think you can't. That's kind of the energy that you can work with in order to get even more out of whatever it is you're doing, career, work, passion-wise. And then Queen of Rocks. So this is self-actualization. I think that it looks like the most energy, I hesitate to say that, the most effort will probably need to be here around relationships. That looks like where all the other stuff seems to be coming pretty naturally to you, except leaving space, giving people the benefit of the doubt, and kind of leaving things open and not knowing. The uncertainty is a little bit crazy making, because Virgos do want to map everything out. You do want a set list and to have everything kind of set in stone. And unfortunately, that's not really the way, that's not the way this is going to go. So you have to push yourself in a way that you probably haven't before. So the Queen of Rocks, this is the Queen of Pentacles, is really looking at the big picture, the foundation, and you're really able to own that for yourself. And it looks good. It's just this stuff right here that is what you have to leave space for. Okay, now we're moving into the timeline. So first, second, third, and fourth quarter, this is where you'll end the month. And first, we have the Knight of Shells. Okay, I'm going to clarify this, because I don't know 100% what it is. Let me see. Three of Cups. So I'm actually reading this as you making an offer. You taking the lead emotionally and just saying, here I am, sending a hello, like extending a cup. Like, that's kind of what this is reminding me of, and the Three of Cups kind of confirmed that. Like, it's okay to be playful. It's okay to come from a healthy, genuine space. Again, without expectation. It's just about the attempt. Okay, so that's really where you have to step back and give the benefit of the doubt in all situations. Okay, and then quarter 2, we have the Page of Acorns, discovery, enthusiasm. This is also the same as down here. So I think the second week in September is going to be a great time to really expose those creative projects to the world. If you have anything like that going or anything you've been working on, it looks like it really is exposed in mid-September. And then third quarter, Queen of Acorns, Queen of Pentacles, passion, creativity. Again, I just think it's a progression of this. It's like there's an extension here. So it's like keep going, keep making the attempt, keep extending, keep going after what you want. It's something that you're going to have a lot of success with over time. So you kind of have to be patient with it, but this is something that you can do for yourself and know that you're building something that's going to be really satisfying long term. And then the fourth quarter, wrapping up September, we have the Queen of Feathers, perception, truth. This is kind of a funky... I'm going to pull another card for this. It's kind of a odd card to pull. What's going on with that? Six of Arrows. So this actually looks like literal movement. Like, if I would almost venture to say like a trip coming up at the end of September, something that you're prepping for. Maybe you're going away for work or pleasure, or you're starting school or a new job. It's interesting. It's actually more literal, like you're moving forward. Nothing about this reads as emotional to me. It looks all professional, or it looks like literal movement. So that's what's coming up at the end of September. The context is going to be different for everybody. So I can't get much more specific than that. And as you guys know, we have a 3-card pick. You're welcome to pick as many or as few cards as you'd like. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to tune in. Okay, card number 1. You have the 6 of Pentacles, so really pay attention to what you're giving and taking, what you're giving and receiving. It's one of those things that I think you might be a little bit extreme in terms of the Hermit card here. Your tendency might be pull everything back, withdraw completely. That's not necessary. It's kind of like, again, mindfulness, being conscientious about how much you're giving is the remedy here. It doesn't mean you pull everything back. It just means that you're mindful about what you're giving. And if you're pouring too much into relationships, that you dial that down a bit and start giving to yourself a little bit. And then card number 2, a King of Pentacles. So this is like really being the master of your domain and having a total abundance of what you need. Like that really looks stable and secure. So it's kind of like if you're, this is a great time to start looking at finances and figuring out what works for you and being strategic with anything financial. And then the third card, we have the 6 of Cups. This is actually the soulmate card, connections, karmic relationships. Really, it could have something to do with, this could be partnership related, like you either have the appearance of a soulmate or a recurring soulmate, someone you've already met. And then there's also that feeling of childlike joy. So there's like some nostalgia that comes up with this as well. I think that it's one of those things that if you're feeling really bogged down, if you need to shake things up a bit, then I would recommend looking at what were things you've enjoyed in the past, what can you pick up again? Okay, and then The birthday card for you, I'm using the Prisma Visions deck. That was just kind of coming up. Let's see the final message coming up for Virgo. There it is. The Moon. Okay, I actually love this card for you. You want to know why? Because it's reminding you, give it the benefit of the doubt. This is the last month that you want to feel conclusive or adamant about anything. This is going to be a great month to push yourself, daydream, think about how things could work out. Really, really focus on the empty spaces this month. It's going to, this is going to serve you. This is the energy that you do want to work with, because the uncertainty and the possibility of things working out and being okay and working in your favor is exactly what you need this month. So things could have the potential to be better than you expect, but you kind of have to leave room for it. All right, so that's all that I have for you today, Virgo. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. And don't forget, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you're welcome to go to onyxhealing.com, or you can check out all of the links in the description box. I offer tarot spreads, one-on-one sessions, single questions, so you're welcome to check all of those out as well. And until next time, good luck with everything. Happy birthday to those of you who are having birthdays, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.